It's been quite a while since we put a video project up on the internet, and being as we just got our new website up and running, I thought it'd be a good idea to put a blog post on there, because I'd like to start putting blog posts on that site instead of the other one, although the other one's still going to be up and on the air. And I've decided to go ahead and pay up Vimeo for another year, so all those videos will be on there till next October at least, and we'll see what happens after that. But anyway, today is sort of an inaugural video series for our Out West Gallery blog. If you haven't gone to the new website, it's outwestgallery.com, and it's a nice website, a lot more professional, I think, than the old one used to be. So anyway, on that site is the opportunity to have a blog post, so that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, I want to go over the old blog post just a little bit to let you know how to move around it. And I think for this project, everybody really liked that carving I did of Teddy Blue, the one with the sunglasses, reflective sunglasses. So it seems that every time I do one like that, it's just immediately sold, so it's really a popular piece. So I thought we'd do one similar to that one as the first video project for the Out West site. And without further ado, let me go just show you how to get around the old site. The new site's going to be a little bit different, and I'll explain that in the next video. But for this site here, as a lot of you know if you've been to the old website, down on this column over here, let me enlarge that there, we have the Out West Vimeo videos. We have the Out West Gallery carvings for sale. Well, I'm going to change that to just Out West Gallery carvings for sale, blog, a comment section. And here's the old blog photo gallery. Google has messed with that so much that it's not really like it used to be. But anyway, there's still a lot of photographs on there. Now if we go farther down, we have the archive section, and this shows you how long we've been putting these on here, from back in 2006. And these little parenthesis numbers out here, those are the blog posts, how many blog posts we did in those years. And this is 2019, so this is the blog posts we've done this year. Here's one on the dude, which I did, which shows a figure with reflective sunglasses. So, if you go up here at the very top, whoops, where'd it go? There it is. There's a search bar. I can enlarge that right there. So what I'm looking for is Teddy Blue. So if you're looking for something, there's two ways to do it. You can search for it up here if you want. Locked inside that boat. I've got to go back. Sorry about that. I'll start all over now. There we go. So we're going to look for Teddy. That's all you have to enter, just the word Teddy, and then hit return. Judy, get that camera out of my vision. And that's going to take us to Teddy Blue, which is one of my favorite pieces. He's really a snappy looking guy. And boy, he went like that. And that other one went like that too. So they're popular. People like them. They're unusual. Okay? The other way to get around this blog, come on, go back again. is this label area. Now on the new post, I think this area in the new blog site will be called tags. But anyway, you'll see how these words in here are of different sizes. That depends on how many blog posts there are associated with each one. Like there's 300 blog posts associated with the word bust. There's 208 associated with the cowboy. Here's one blog post associated with the word collage. Let's just take a peek and see what that is. That's a post I did showing a bunch of pictures of the what was it? We did a project quite a few years ago. This is back in 2010 on doing that Tom Selleck character. And these were all the entrants. Really some nice carvings in there. Let's go back here again. So that's one way to do it. There's just everything in here. If you want to look for something like, well, how do I do reflective glasses? Because that's what we're going to be doing in this blog, or in this new series we're going to do. So you just look for the word reflective glasses, which is right there. And there they are. And I think there's another video somewhere that shows how to make those reflective glasses. Whoops, let me go back here a minute. Nope, it's not on this one. I'll bet you it's under glasses, not reflective glasses, but just glasses. So let's go up here to G, and bingo, there it is. Look, I have 4 posts on making glasses. How to make glasses. There's the video, and here's all the posts associated where I've typed in the word glasses. When I do a character, I try to type in all the things that are covered in that blog. So there's all the posts associated with the word glasses. So anyway, that's a quick way to get around this blog, okay? Alrighty. So anyway, like I say, we're going to do Teddy Blue, oops, out of that, or one similar to him. So to start with, I'm going to get out my pattern. I'll hold this down here where it shows up a little better. If you want to make a copy of it, you can just do a screenshot. It's 2 3/4 inches wide by 4 1/2 tall. You can actually make that less by cutting off a little of that neck, which is kind of long. And for it, I use these, my measure here. I use these blocks I bought from Heineke Wood Products. The best basswood you can buy as far as I'm concerned. They're 2 1/2 inches square all the way around. It cost $3.85 last year, or year before last, at the Dayton Woodcarver Show. It might have gone up since I paid that price. But as you can see, I can get quite a few heads out of this piece here. So I just take my pattern and I lay it on there. And I draw around it, and you can see I cut the neck off a little. And then the next piece I can try to shift it around here to where I can, you know, not waste that much material. Bring that up there like that. Come back here and turn it back over so you can see I can get 3 heads out of that for $8 or $3.85. That's a pretty good deal. So with that, I can go over to my bandsaw and cut out that blank, which is what we're going to do right now. Okay, we're over here at the bandsaw. We're going to cut out this blank. It's going to get noisy. probably wondering, why did I slice off that right there? Well, because that would make the head too thick. I don't want a real thick head. But also, if you're doing this for the first time, just drill a hole right in there, hang that up on a nail, and you got a pattern that'll last you years and years and years, like mine have over there. And another thing you're probably wondering, how did I make these tight turns in this thick block on this bandsaw? Well, if you look at this bandsaw blade, you can see it's a 3/16 inch bandsaw blade, and it's skip tooth. In other words, there's a tooth missing. It's just cut for every other tooth. And believe me, I get these blades from Timberwolf. You can look them up on the internet, just Timberwolf bandsaw blades, and you won't find a better blade at a better price from a good company. And believe me, this blade is the only blade I use for cutting. God, you name it, I cut with it. Oak, walnut, big 4-inch, 7-inch pieces. I mean, I'll jack my bandsaw guide clear up to there and run these pieces of wood through here, and this blade just goes right through them, no problem whatsoever. Can't turn tight corners, but you can still cut those big old pieces of wood. So anyway, now we've got our bandsaw blank cut. So let's go back over to the carving table. Okay, before I do anything, I'm going to put on my carving glove. I really like these white ones. And I use some finger tape to wrap around it, my thumb and my forefinger here, because doing that will make this glove last a whole lot longer than it normally would. Because although these are cut-proof gloves, they'll still wear out over time. Now, once they do wear out, here's a real nifty tip. Real nifty tip. Save the glove and use these fingers. See, all this is a finger from the previous glove, and I wear it on my thumb to protect my thumb. As you can see what happens, you know, when I'm whittling. You can imagine what that would do to my thumb. Leather protectors, they just don't stay on, they flop around, and what they call wimp tape, it's vet tape. I've seen blades go right through that stuff, but they won't go through this. So you just cut a finger off, put it on the finger that you want. What I do, well, first what I do is I get a stick, small stick. Let's see if this one will go in here. And I stick it up in there, and I get me some spray adhesive, and I spray it with adhesive. And just spray it all around there, get some adhesive on there. I put that on my finger, and then I get my tape, and I just start wrapping it around there and get a good thickness of tape on there. Because eventually this tape will wear away, but the finger guard won't. See here? See how this is wearing away? Here's a finger guard from another old glove. There's one without a finger tape on it. Now this will protect your finger, but not as good as that, because this covers clear down here to your knuckle, where if you get a cut little old, almost a paper cut thing down here on your knuckle, those things are the ones that hurt the most. But anyway, get my old trusty knife here, my Stanley, with the blade, and what I'm going to do is, here's the middle of the block. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off about that much. Now as I did that, see how it's wider at the top than at the bottom? When that happens, you have to realize that when you're chipping down like that, you want to control that it's not going to take off too much of your wood when you get down here. Now if you get over here on this side, it'll probably be the exact opposite. Well, wouldn't you know? Call me a liar.
It's not. But it's acting different over here because it's not chipping off as much as it is over here. So remember that this side of the wood is going to be different than this side of the wood. So I get down so far, then I turn it around and notice when I'm coming up, it don't chip. Once you understand the grain structure of a piece of wood that you're whittling on, your carving is going to go a lot better for you. Because you want your surface of your wood to look like this, not like this down here. And by understanding, you know, how the grain runs in the wood, so you can see how the grain's going across like this. Well, it's also going across like this down here, so you can see that. So you got several things in play here, all right? I can take off a little more. So in this video, what we'll do is just do a real rough out. Okay? All right, so now why did I do that? Well, let me get a piece of paper here and I'll show you why I did what. Okay, why did I cut that off like that? Well, here's why. Here's what the human head looks like from the top. Sorta. I mean, it's not exactly like that, but. And here's the nose sticking out here, like that. And here are the ears sticking out here like this. All right? So if you draw a line from that to out here, allowing a little bit of extra wood to work on, if you draw a line out from there, we're about right here. That's what you'd get, okay? Now what we're going to do now is we're going to relieve this head shape, not relieve him of his ears, but relieve some of the excess wood so we can get down to the ears, all right? So don't cut off this yet. Leave that on there for excess wood, all right? So let's do another little drawing here. Here's a side view of the head. We're just going to rough it out here. That's basically the shape of the skull. That's what we're working with right now. So that's what we're after right now. Now we've got a lot of wood in to play around with in here. So if we wanted to, you know, we can cut that off. We can come in here with a mustache, put his ears on here. We can do a lot. See where you can go, but remember, you don't want to head for a certain area first. Everybody likes to go for those eyes. Forget that. Just forget that. Right now, we're just roughing this block out to give us a basis, a platform to put the details on. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to put the platform for the ears on like that. So on my block, come up like this. We just want a basic shape here for an ear, like that. And remember to always allow enough wood up here to put his hat on, because we're going to put a hat on this later. If we put the ears up too high and then you put your hat on up here, it's going to look kind of screwy, because it's going to look like his hat's sitting way up on the top of his head. So you want his hat to come down where most people wear their hats, is right down there on the top of his ear. Alright, so let's just draw a little line out here and a little line out there. And we just follow that line right across. And follow that line right across. And that way we're going to match up our ears. Remember our jawline. Just like that. And then kind of sight it, you know. Just look at it, turn it back and forth, make sure you got them lined up right. And you can use a ruler if you want. You can measure them this way. Comes to about 2. They're about right. Or you can use, I'm looking for something, I can never find it. Anyway, I got a little pair of tweezers over here somewhere anyway. It's from an old compass that I use sometime. Just by putting that there, and measure it. See there, we're right on it, so we're good to go. So, starting here, just stab your knife in there like that, and come around, following that line, just like that. Don't go farther forward. And then we'll just take out that chip. Sometimes it'll come out, sometimes it won't. And we can take that out because that's his jawline there. See, we just established his jawline. And then you can start removing that wood. And then we'll go around again. And there you can see his ears start coming off his head. See there? There it is, uncarved, and there it is starting to come in. And you just keep doing this until you get that ear down, relieved as far away from his head as you want it. I still need to go a little bit farther. So I'll just do the same thing over again. See, that's why I wear these gloves. See how I carve? I run that knife right into my finger. It's always going into my finger. There, we're starting to get a good definition of the ear there. And it'll show up even more once we start rounding the back of the head out. Okay? It shows up good there too. All right? So I think I'll go ahead and do this other ear, but I'll do that off the video because I've showed you this. And that'll end this video for this time here. I can make a quick cut right here. And a quick cut right there. And take out that chip. Oops, I'm moving that carving around. Judy always gripes at me for running that carving out of her picture. There. See there? Once I get that other ear established, we pretty well blocked out our head shape from each side. So it's starting to look pretty good. So until the next video, I'll see you later.